Once was a Barbie doll boy by the name of Justin McPod Donald, or something like this. Now, this man says that he lives in Ipswich, Massachusetts, although I'm not 100% sure, possibly maybe. The reason why he ended up on Second Life, he came on Second Life when my avatar was about 8 years or 9 years old or something like that. He was a brand new Barbie doll boy. He showed up and he rezzed in when he was like joined today old at a safe hub called Arapaima. Before he logged on, the reason why he logged on was because of a girl named Aries Luna Farspire or something like that. She and him decided to have sexy time in real life, and she liked to call him daddy at the hotel that they had sexy time at. Somewhere in their conversations with each other, they decided to share with each other that there's a Barbie doll game called Second Life, and that's where she likes to hang out, and etc., etc. So he decides to log in, and he finds me there. Um, uh, and so, so there was a bunch of girls there at Safe Prepare Pie, but they were telling him they were so happy that he was on, and then when I started talking and giggling in the corner, like I always do, like the Joker or something. All the girls were like, "Oh my God, don't talk to him! Don't talk to, don't talk to him!" And he didn't want to listen to the girls, so he started talking to me. When he started talking to me, he was just magnetized by me and wanted to like cling on to me like a like a lost baby monkey, trying to obtain milk, sustenance. I was his sustenance, his nourishment when he was on here. And he would learn from me about how the Barbie doll game works and how the people work and everything like this. I was just breastfeeding him so much information and making him stronger and stronger Barbie doll on here. Um, well, I told him that I'm on here for conversation and masturbation, so he decided I'm going to be here for conversation and masturbation too. Now, the issue was, he got a little excited because he was having too much fun. And when I would make the kill, like, as the lion, and I would make the kill, and then he'd try to swoop in like a little vulture in the corner, trying to take, little bits and pieces of my kill. And that wasn't good. So what I decided to do was I did this with about, I don't know, over the course of allowing this individual to talk to me, I probably did this with about 30, 40 different girls. Probably, approximately. What I
Wow,
did
that
was
number changed a lot from the last story. Go ahead.
I don't know how much it was, but it was over the course of a couple of years, so it had to be a pretty good amount. These girls, I would tell them, okay, you go and talk to him, help him wank his little pecker, okay, and tell me everything and record everything and come back and let me listen to exactly what he likes, what kind of dog porn he likes, yeah, what kind of like, little things he likes to do and etc. And so they would come back and they'd tell me everything. And then the girls would say, "Okay, yes, Daddy, I did this for you. Here, look, this is what he likes, and this is what he sounds like when he creams his pants and everything." And how he likes to like pretend like he's in charge still after he creams his pants. He likes to pretend like he's in charge, and he likes to blow on a whistle or like toot a horn or something to be silly, like, "Haha, I didn't actually cream my pants. I tricked you. You didn't trick me, Mimi. I tricked you. Like kind of. It's like a form of age play that he likes to do, kind of. He's like, ugh, whoop, whoop, kind of a thing. And so, so basically, when I'd come back on, this was back when I was in university, I think, and I finished my university classes. I'd come back on, and and I would ask him like, so what do you do and all this kind of stuff, and I'd slowly nibble away like a little like a rat nibbling away at like a piece of cheese. I'd like nibble away at his brain, like just leave little subtle little remarks like, oh yeah, the dog likes to, yeah, the dog likes to wag his tail to the left, kind of. You like to hold the dog's tail to the left, kind of. Like little things that he said last night to the girl. And slowly I would increase the obviousness of it until he was like, oh shit, the the darkness, betrays him because it belongs to me, kind of a thing, possibly. um, So then, over the years, I think his mom is his caretaker. He's not his mom's caretaker. His mom's his caretaker. He lives with his mom in his mom's basement. In his mom's basement. I'm not saying this to make fun of him. He actually does live with his mom in his mom's basement. He's nearing his 50s
Okay.
now. Uh, he's not all there mentally. I mean, he's capable of holding a conversation if you can get him calm, but he loses it very quickly. I mean, especially if you mention anything related to me, like if you mention like possibly, maybe, or whatever, anything else that could possibly come out of my mouth, he will instantly become paranoid, thinking that you're spying on him for me. Like I think I've actually caused like permanent brain damage. Like they were already like paranoid, but I made it way worse, I think. But I guess that's what happens when you steal other people's property. I got, what could I say? So, or at least when you try to. That's the other interesting thing. You know, when I'm talking to these people, I tell them don't spend any money on the game, don't do drugs, and they tell me they're not doing any of those things. And when I stop talking to them, they're like, "Yeah, I see videos of them popping up talking about I'm gonna go smoke a bowl." BRB, I'm gonna go smoke a bowl. As if what? Why? Like, what is it? Is it too much pressure? Is the Barbie doll shenanigans? Is it just too much for your little brain to handle? Just too much Barbie doll pressure that you gotta go smoke a bowl? You know? And it's very interesting. I find those things very interesting. Like when I'm talking to someone for a long time and I'm telling them like don't do this and like yeah, of course not. Yeah, well, definitely never, never, of course not. And then when I stop talking to them and they feel like I'm not around, then they're like come out everyone's coming out of the woodworks doing all this stuff that they told me that they're not going to do, which is extremely disappointing for me. Because like the entire time I'm talking to them, like, oh, they thank God, someone that doesn't do drugs, someone that doesn't do this and that. And then I'm not around. I like leave to go do like real life stuff for like a couple of months. I come back, I watch some videos. I'm like, oh, what the hell? BRB, I'm gonna go smoke a bowl, and they're like lighting up their little retarded lighters and shit. And what a no backbone cock! Oh my God, that's pathetic. But basically, he's very paranoid, so girls are not going to be having a very easy time with him, and I've caused that. He tried to leave the game one time that I recall. He went outside to go play basketball with a bunch of black kids, like teenager black kids, and they all kind of like, they juked him in the basketball courts, and they twisted his ankles and they broke his ankle, and like he couldn't keep up. He was like they would go left and he would go right, and kind of like mess up his ankles and stuff. And so he was like, oh shit, like he broke both of his ankles and he came straight back into his mom's basement because of he couldn't like play basketball. Because I mean, I guess
Is this serious?
this is real.
Did that really
This
happen?
is real. Yeah, this is for real. Because I was talking to
Like,
him
oh,
I was talking to him on here. Yeah, this is possibly maybe for real. I mean, I was like talking to him about like, oh, all the NBA players are black and like white people are not good at basketball and stuff. And he's like, oh yeah, what about Larry Bird? What about Larry Bird? And so that like all of a sudden he was like so like pumped up, full of like energy that he's like, okay, I'm Larry Bird. I'm gonna prove him wrong. And he goes into the basketball courts and has like a basketball tournament with like a bunch of like underage black kids, and they all kick his ass. And now he's like back on here. That's the one time. Then I'm like, okay, I shouldn't encourage these retards because they'll probably get hit by a bus or so. I don't know. So so so, kind of techniques that I taught him to help him have fun was that he needs to when I allowed him to talk to me, is to communicate with me, like talk to me, communicate with me. And when you're in a room together, you need to talk to me, focus on me, and drown everyone else out. You and I will have a conversation and we'll have fun, and we'll control the room. So I would show him, I would demonstrate it to him, and he would follow my instructions like a good boy. And I would prove to him that it doesn't matter where I'm located. If he just talks to me, I'll help him control the room. And it would always go out like that. We'd control the room. Everyone else's conversations would just go quiet. They would all focus on me and him talking. And then we could just lead. I guess I would just lead people in whatever direction I wanted to with the conversation, and it would be fun. So then he'd have all these little light bulb moments, like, "Oh shit, yeah, that's right." So I stopped allowing him to talk to me. Right now, my whole thing is I tell people, "Oh, I like to play with, I like to touch kids during Halloween," and like, obviously when I'm passing kids candy out to the kids, my hand is gonna touch the kid's hand, and it's gonna be, I'm touching the kid technically, right? Or I gotta change my niece or my nephew's diaper, like any like responsible adult that has to take care of like toddlers. You have to touch the kid to change their diaper and all this kind of stuff, right? I'm not gonna explain it like that. I want people to like go wherever their imagination takes them, and watch them get angry. But now this retard, he tried to mimic me, okay? When I stopped talking to him, he tried to like mimic me and like do exactly what I was doing to like try to control the room, control the room. So instead of like being like tactful with it, he's like, I'm gonna go outside, I'm gonna go to the playgrounds, and I'm gonna take a heroin needle and shove it up the kid's ass, and like I'm gonna like take all the kids and shove them, throw them into my basement, and I'm gonna like rape them and like cut off their legs and arms and this and that, and I'm gonna keep them like on morphine so I could just use them whenever I want, and like no one's gonna know. And so all these like old grandmas on here, like who the hell, who the hell is this? So, so they, then they're like, oh yeah. And then he's like, where does he live and stuff. And he's like, yeah, I don't care. What are you guys gonna do? You guys couldn't do anything to Lawlypants, so come on, do something to me. I live in 17 something Dorno, Massachusetts, Ipswich, Massachusetts Road, whatever the hell, give his address out, right? And lo and behold, like every other month, he had the FBI at his house every other month. Homeland Security would show up and stuff, and then, this is for real. And then he'd log on here. He would log on here. he would, he would, he would log on here. He would log on here. He would log on here after a month of like not being here because he's like being investigated or whatever. He'd come back and he'd like be all docile and quiet, because he doesn't know how to like mimic me properly. Like he's freaking retards. God, what a bunch of retards. So, so that's why there's videos of him talking about there's literally videos of him on the YouTube channels talking about kids' penises and this and that and all kinds. He's like he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He's like he's just freaking retarded. There's a you know. And so someone made a like a little video and they put like a hilarious thumbnail on it. Let me see if I can find it for you. This stuff like this. So that's the story of the schizophrenic, both ankles broken, Justin Chatter. And so now all these girls they thought he was sexy initially, because it sounds like a really good deal at the beginning, and then you talk to him for like you talk to him for like 10 minutes, and suddenly you realize, oh shit, what the hell, what did I get myself into? The poor guy. There's a video of him talking about, oh, I got mad, and that's why you guys don't want to let me have fun out here. I gotta be creative and use Monopoly money I can't use your Monopoly money. I gotta use my credit card to find Steam games. He's like all confused and lost, and I did what I could to try to like guide these people, like to not take it serious, but that's the story. That's like the basic just little story of the. There's way more I could share with you, but that's like the little gist of it. The end for now.